Boom. We are live. Wow. Good to see everybody in. Crawfish, Crypto Armageddon, Doreen, I got Pete in the house. Thanks for joining. I have a, you're supposed to clear your throat before you go live. I don't know what this guy is thinking anyway. Oh, and is it too late to figure out if I got a clean shirt on? We live in some crazy times, guys. All times are crazy. I keep hearing everybody tell me, oh, yeah, well, in my day, we used to trudge through snow to get to school. These are interesting times. And don't let anybody tell you that it was more difficult back when. It was just difficult in different ways. Today, the world is accelerating technologically and advancing in ways that, in particular, I think banking, as most of us who are in this group either have one of the top 10 coins and many of the ISO coins, we know banking has to catch up, and they need to, and they're way behind. And there's so much about the lack of knowledge. Shouldn't say that. They have knowledge and they have people behind them that know. I think it's the dragging of the feet and the lack of execution that is driving most of us crypto people batty. That's what's tough about the world we live in today, in the crypto world for sure. I've got a few subjects on the table tonight. I also want to answer some questions. I know a lot of people were interested in that auto trader and some other things that we got going on, and we will be talking about a lot of that stuff. Hey, Leanne, we got Buddha, we got Leanne. Who else we got in here? Got Becky, of course, and we got Julie. Love you, girl. Hey, this is tonight's show is going to be more about what I really like this Thursday night show to be about, because I'm going to go ahead and just paint a picture that may surprise some of you or may actually resonate with most of you. See, what we've been told our whole lives at my age is that the 60-40 and the Wall Street guy and the broker, and my broker says, oh, you're Bob at the barbecue. What do you know? You're a realtor, aren't you? Or you're a bus driver. What are you? And that is one of those, how do I say it? Job titles that everybody has for so long given them such a high nod and their credentials, and they speak to speak, and they have the, this, Ray Dalio's port fund. Has anyone looked at Ray Dalio's numbers in the last decade? He's losing money. He's hemorrhaging money for billions of dollars. Look at it. And he comes out with a book and everything. Anyway, I'm not bagging on Ray because whatever. What I'm trying to say is all of those people that told you and I that we were completely out of our minds, all those people that said we were wrong, incorrect, it doesn't hold water, governments will make it go away, it's not real, don't you understand what real is? You can't hold it. You can't put it in a frying pan and eat it for dinner. How do you think that the whole world needs your crypto thing? Well, I was looking at some numbers over the last couple of days, and isn't it interesting that we have rolled and smoked Wall Street? Like obliterated. There's not a single one of them that can even compete with any of the coins of the top 10. Just bear with me on this a little bit. Look what Bitcoin's done. Look what Ethereum's done. Even BNB, right? Solana, XRP, all of these are 5 and 10x when Wall Street's raving about 28% in the last 3 years. And then add on the fact that most of us have some kind of precious metals laying around on top of that. So that's been unbelievable over this past year. How do they wake up every day knowing that we just smoked them? Like they didn't even come close to the returns that you and I, Joe Sixpack at the barbecue, made him look like a complete idiot. Yet media, world, nobody, all these Wall Street people, they're not giving us any credit. They're slowly creeping into our arena, as we see. But they're not giving us any credit for beating them by, nearly 2 decades now. We obliterated their returns. And, every time it goes down to 10 or 15, 25%, and blood in the, it's crazy how many YouTube channels will say, it's blood in the streets. And I think, Bitcoin's going to 50,000. And it's just like, hey, okay, right, sure. Yeah. Good luck with that. It's the most successful ETF in the history of man, like times 3. And then the second most successful was gold. Yet we're supposedly, the chimps in the room that, don't know what's going on. We can't see the big picture. We have no idea what's happening. And why would you listen to this person when, you could go ahead and turn on Bloomberg and listen to those guys tell you stock 395 out of, the S&P 500 is actually going to go up 3% possibly this year. Oh, fantastic. I can't wait. I don't know about you, but I haven't got time to sit around and wait for that nonsense. None of us do. And all you need to do is know anybody under the age of 25. Do you ask anybody under the age of 25, either, slave labor to some degree, somebody is willing to do it for virtually nothing because there's maybe 20 of them living in one house. Not to get too controversial with that statement, but you know what I'm talking about. They have to compete with that. Now they have to compete with AI, and they have to compete with, should I get a student loan because I can't get a job? I might as well get a big loan, and maybe I'll get a degree that's worth something when I get out. Now I'm 150, 200K in debt. Yeah, sure, I drank a lot of beer, watched a lot of football games, but where am I at now, right? And yet all they really needed to do was stop going to Starbucks. DCA, since this channel started, over 4 years ago now, back when it was in the tank, I looked at, it was 29 cents when this show aired. XRP, obviously. And it's what, $3.10 tonight? I'd say you did pretty good. We're getting no credit here. And we've done a lot of amazing things. So, what is your exit strategy? I'm going to go over a couple of these real quickly. If you're 60 and above and you have a pension, you have a totally different strategy than somebody who's 30 and under. In fact, if you're 30 and under and you think you have a pension 10, 20 years from now, you might want to reassess. You and the wife might want to sit down if you're married, and you might want to sit down, or husband, I don't know what you got going on, and you might want to sit down and ask yourself, is my job going to be there 5 years from now? 10 years from now? Maybe I should DCA just a little bit more and, just throwing one out there, Ondo or H-bar. They've already told the whole world that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to tokenize the entire stock exchange. All of it, globally. And yet everybody in Wall Street and everybody on Bloomberg, and I don't watch any of that, but when I do, it just amazes me that they're still talking about some brick and mortar company that absolutely is not going to compete. They can't compete. I'm sorry, you can't. They're like, Elon's coming for you in like every aspect. And if you're any kind of financial network or market, USDC and Tether are going to clean your clock. It's not even going to be close. It's not even going to be a close race. They have no employees, and you're done for. So what's your exit strategy here? Where do you go? What do you do with your pension? What are you going to do with your 401k? I don't have any affiliation to link to. Elizabeth and I have a link to account. They don't pay me to say anything. They don't, none of that. But they're good folks. Great customer service. I only understand them to be loyal and honest and upfront people. Sorry, did I say link to? I didn't mean to say link to. That's not what that's. Was that a Freudian right there? What was that? Anyway, that's hilarious. What I'm talking about here is, what are your plans immediately? Because it has to be now, right? It has to be now. You cannot ask yourself, okay, I'm gonna put $5,000 here, I'm gonna put 20 grand over there, and I'm gonna put 50 over there. Sorry, it was I Trust Capital is what I was trying to. I said, what am I, old guy tonight? I Trust Capital is the one, Elizabeth, that I have. I have no affiliation, never invested in Link to. But I don't want to get into that right now. Okay, that's for another show. I'll get Rob on for that one. Okay, what are you going to do? How are you going to compete? And that's what this Thursday show has always been about. But let's talk about who should be competing and maybe where. Okay, are you tech savvy? Because you don't have to be 30 to be tech savvy, or 25. I know a lot of people my age are really, really sharp. And do you have the time? Do you have the time, and do you want to spend the time in front of a computer? If that's a yes, and you're my age, or let's say you're 55 and older, no problem. There's a couple of perfect avenues for you to pursue. Okay. One being, learn how to be a decent trader. There's some great forums and great people out there that can help you with that. Personally, if you're 55, it's going to take you 5 years to be a decent trader. I wouldn't go that route. Personally, that's not what I would do. Wouldn't be great use of your time, in this man's opinion. However, you can learn the AMM market, automated market makers. You can learn that, but you're looking at a ton of screen time here. Maybe a better choice than learning to become a trader. Trading is brutal. It truly is. And it will slap you around and make you look crazy. It's difficult for this man to spend any more than, I don't know, an hour or two staring at numbers on a screen. I can't do it anymore. Nature calls. My dogs need a good pet, and they need the ball thrown. And, there's almost anything better to do than stare at numbers bouncing around on a screen and trying to make heads or tails of it. There are some fantastic people out there doing that kind of thing. So let's say you're still in the boat of 55 and older, and you say, well, you know what, Alan, I got this old Merrill Lynch account. What do I do? I got this broker that I can call occasionally, and God knows I'm paying them too much. Why are you paying those people to manage your money when you're doing better than they are with the management of the money in which you have declared to investment? Which is, I'm not given, certain brokerages or people like Jake a hard time. What I'm saying is you're basically picking the winners and losers, and then you're paying other people like him to like hold on to it and manage it. Okay, but you're the guy that picked it. You're the one that did all the research. You're the one that did all the time, and you're like, now you're handing him a percentage just to hang on to it. I think you're a little smarter than that. But if you're really busy and you got a lot of money and you don't have a lot of time to spend with it, then you hire a broker type, white glove service like that to hang on to it for you and manage it. Makes perfect sense. What I'm talking about is somebody that's like, hey, I'm a little tight here and I'm 55 and I only got 5-10 more years, because 5 or 10 years from now, AI is going to crush this entire market. And if you don't understand that, then you need to do a little bit of research on what's coming. So what do you do? Well, you can call your broker if you got a Merrill Lynch account, and you can say, hey, you know what? I really like that MSTY. MSTR, those are pretty good for a regular broker. I like the ETFs. The ETFs are working out pretty good. I mean, Ethereum had a nice hot run here recently. That was pretty nice. Everybody did really well on that. Can you imagine the top 10 ETFs? 2 of them are crypto. And I don't know, maybe a little birdie told you the same story I've heard. ETFs, Solana, that one's going to be hot. It is kind of hot, but it's not when Bloomberg sits there and pumps it 1 week, sort of what happened at Ethereum about a month ago. When that happens for XRP and when that happens for Solana and the rest of them, boom. Those returns are going to be ridiculous. And you and I know that. Billions are coming. And if you've been following anything going on with XRP, there's a massive shortage of coin. It turns out the old escrow said, hey, we're just going to turn that tap off for a little bit. And it's tightened right up. Really quick, it tightened up. And there's some big players buying big chunks on the OTC. So what do we make of our opportunities? Well, let's say you got a high yield. Well, that thing, everybody that's invested, there's many in this group that have invested in MSTY, and they're doing at least, I believe it's 5, 6, 8, 7%, bounces in there all the time, percent on your money. As we all know, we have Go Baby that's been on this Thursday night show the last couple of Thursday nights. Simon and I had a little discussion about it over the weekend. Thanks for being in the chat. Looks like Simon's in there. This decade in particular, I'm going to say this next 5 years for using automated trading for you is big. This we're just touching it right now. We're just tiptoeing into this thing. And we're going, oh boy, okay, it's working. I like it. It's really nice. Look at the returns. Holy smokes. Wall Street's still telling us that 6, 7, 8% a good annual return. You and I don't have time for that. I got no time for those type of returns. If you're not, and I say this all, if you're not making 15% on your money, and I know that sounds absurd to most people, but if you're not making 15% on your money, you're losing value, asset value, to inflation. Unless they're in the assets in which I started the show with. If you're in precious metals, or if you're in the top level cryptos, look at the years we're having. Look at the decade we had. And I know we had 4 or 5 years there where XRP went sideways, and it was like, holy smokes. But it wasn't that long ago. It was 20 cents, and so were $3. Do you understand how many return? What is that? 15 times your money? Do you understand that? Now, you can say, well, Alan, I didn't get rich. It didn't change my life. But, well, that's only because you didn't have enough of them at 20 cents. Can't blame the 15X. You just didn't have enough of it in there, or enough confidence, or you didn't have enough cash flow, or whatever it might have been. Okay. Those coins aren't done moving. Are coins going away? Of course they're not. So how do we get in front of this thing? And look, I know what you're all thinking. You're thinking, oh, well, the magic genie is this, automated trader. Wow, this Go Baby thing now. Look at this thing go. And it's like, yes. Look at the day it's had the last couple of days. It's crazy. The text messages and the phone calls I've been getting from people that bought this thing over the last couple of days are just, oh my God, it had like 10 open red trades that I thought it never, and that filled them all. And the way it managed them was so incredible, so incredible. It has a moving stop loss that, anyway, I'm going to call it AI. It's not necessarily AI. This is the knowledge coming to the trading, in which I've been talking about on this Thursday night show for, I don't know, this is episode 45 or something like that. I don't even know. I should look that up one of these days. But why? Why? Why is your money in a bank? If you have money in the bank, why is it in a bank? First of all, let's call banks what they really are. A bank, okay, doesn't have your money. Nope, doesn't have that. Doesn't even deal in money. No, actually it doesn't. Deals in debt and creating new debt when you ask for your money back. That's what it does. So, the banks don't believe in the dollar because they don't store any of them, right? So they just create new ones when you need them back. Gee, I wonder what they're doing with all of our assets when your paycheck goes in there, or you cash a $50,000 check, or your real estate sale went through and you put it in the bank. I wonder what they did with that $50K. Gee, maybe they're making, I don't know, 5% on their money monthly. Right. But they're paying you what, point something annually? So why would you keep anything in the bank? And now I'm talking to myself. I'm looking at myself in the camera here. Like, why do I do that? And at what point am I going to understand that the bank isn't my friend? It's always been the enemy. And I'm not using the word enemy lightly here. That's exactly what they are. Money exchangers. We know Christ thought of that. Let's just talk about a couple of notes I wrote down here that I think might interest you real quick. Okay. Jobs are going down, right? Crypto's going up. Okay. Stocks are going up, the good ones. Precious metals are going up. Jobs are going down. Money is being created out of thin air, but yet it's not creating more jobs. They lied about 1 million more jobs than they had last year. Do I need a better job? What part of the last 3 sentences did you not catch? You don't need a better job. What do you need? You need an education. But you don't need the education of the Wall Street fools that have been lying to you for 100 years about putting your money. I won't even talk about that one guy who, I'm not even going to go there. Okay. Pay all your debts off and save all your money in the bank and save your money to buy a car. I'm not even going to go there with that, Mr. Ramsey. It's in today's world, he just sounds like a Tyrannosaurus Rex to me. I'm just like, what? What did you just say? Scoreboard. Look at scoreboard, pal. You're laughing at crypto? Yeah, frightening. Anyway, I didn't mean to go in that squirrel. So jobs are on the decline, and you're looking for a better job. Wrong. That wrong answer. Looking for a better bank return? No, that's not it. I'm looking for a better crypto. I'm pretty sure everybody in this group already has the right cryptos. That's not it. I'm looking for a better AMM. Yeah, okay. If that's the school you want to go down. What you're looking for is a channel. Gee, I don't know, kind of like this one, to where somebody's going to set you straight and say, that's what was. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm saying this is what has been. The last 5 years, here's your business profile, your model. Here's your investment strategy. So, and I'm talking conservatively here. I'm not talking gambling or risking or anything that anybody's telling you that, oh, volatility bad. I laughed at those people 8 years ago with my son. Brent and I were laughing at people that were telling me 8 years ago that volatility is a bad thing. I'm like, do you know how stupid that sounds? So let's see. Wall Street, if everything just traded flat like sideways, they would make money? No, of course not. That's impossible. Volatility is your friend. Wall Street understands that. Who has more volatility than we do? Nobody. And may those days never end. I'm bouncing around too much here. Where I'm going with this is your new strategy, okay, is not to do this. Don't do what I'm about to say. I shouldn't say that. I can't give financial advice in that way. But I will say this. If you're listening to people that have never made a lot of money, stop listening to those people. If you're listening to people that haven't made a lot of money recently, stop listening to those people. If you're listening to people that haven't made a lot of money and lost a lot of money, and then made a lot of money again and then lost money, don't listen to those people either. There's nothing better for you and for your financial well-being than, I can't say that because that's a terrible thing to say, because I know many people that have lost their life savings of being scammed out of their wallets. So I won't say it like that, but you get my point. You cannot be experienced in knowledge, in business, in deals if you haven't won and lost and then won and lost again. It's part of the game. And there's a lot of people, and a lot of them, particularly the younger ones, they don't have a pot to piss in. And that's okay. That's okay. Some of them are very entertaining and really, really sharp. And they're really on top of the news, and they'll tell you the news every day. And let me ask you this, because this man watched his parents watch the news every night of their lives. And what did they ever one time gain from it? Ask yourself, what does a human being ever learn from watching CNN their whole life? Or Fox? Where's the value? And I'm even going to put Bloomberg in that category. And if you're listening to what mainstream media is telling you to buy or invest or where the future is going, you're lost. So any young YouTube channel or any middle of the road YouTube channel that tells you that they base their opinion or their strategy or their theory on what mainstream's telling them to do, they're losers. They're chasing their tail. And you know how they're making their living? Off clicks. That's it. That's it. I don't have time for the nonsense. It's time for you to make money. Do you want to be right? Do you want to be right? That's like a lot of people tell me, "Oh, okay, man, well, I got that one right. Man, you should have seen the 10 grand I won at the slots last week." They only talk about what they did well. They only talk about their winners. They don't talk about their losers. Nobody ever does that. Because everybody wants to talk about how right they are about something. Your goal is not to be right. Your goal is to make a living. Your goal is to make more than inflation. Your goal is to make sure that you and your family and your friends have a roof over your head, and the next 5 to 10 years of your life is set in stone financially, no matter what happens to the markets and the rest of it. When you can put yourself in those shoes and you learn how each one of those little tools that got you there work, and all of it revolves around volatility, velocity of money. It's coming. The liquidity and velocity of money is coming. Where are you? Using a fishing analogy, is your hook in the water? Do you got bait in the water? Because or do you have a net? Some people don't even have their hook in the water. You know, every penny that they have is going to beer and cigarettes, or I don't know what. Baby needs shoes. I get it. Don't get me wrong. But you have to find people that have diligently found products that are going to help you. Not them. Not them. You. And somebody that will honestly deliver it to you. And we'll do the homework in the background and say, hey, you know what? That's just not going to work for us. I'm not going to even share it with you. It's just not it. There's some great programs out there that I've just, nope, turn the page. Nope, not doing that. Been there. Oh, I've seen Ponzi. Here's another one. Here's another one. Does that mean I'm going to get them all right from here on out? No, that's impossible. That's impossible. But if you set up a conservative strategy and a trading dynamic that works conservatively, that compounds, it's the most powerful thing there is. Your returns. I've talked about these products in the last, 3-4 weeks. And I'll never forget the very first, it was probably, 2-3 months ago, when I very first mentioned MS2Y, probably 4 months ago now. And the biggest response I had the day after that show was, Alan, now you said 7%. Were you talking about annually, Alan? That's how brainwashed everybody is. Oh, somebody tells you 7% monthly, they're completely out of their nest. They've lost it. No, I'm talking 5 to 7% monthly on multiple different products. And, I've done some serious research. I've had another one under my hat that is in the teens. Solid, secure, won't lose a dime. Pull every dime out whenever you would like. And it's in the teens monthly. Now, don't blow me up and ask, oh, Alan, how do I get to that? We're still testing it. So far, so good. The other problem with a lot of those is you need You know, some of these are $500 and $1 million minimums, but you're going to have that one day. Maybe not all of you, but most of you, or you're going to be in a potential to be in a group to have that kind of money, pooling your money, and 3 or 4 of you, you know, like, oh, wow, look at us. Holy smokes, look at that. It's coming. And do you know why I know it's coming? And do you know how it's coming? It's as simple and as plain as anything I've ever seen in my life. And Brent and I did a Sunday show about this about 2 months ago, and you should really look that show up because I was all over it. I just listened to an MIT report, and I love those things. I listen to these 3-hour MIT reports, and they're talking about what transitional computing power does to different mechanisms in our society. And it was talking about how it could balance things. It could say, okay, well, you got to steal a little bit over here to put it over here because over here needs it more than this. And it's sort of like a management system. And it's built for a corporate structure. But smart people in the room are like, well, I want it to balance my portfolio. In fact, I'm going to give it 4 or 5 tools. And then I'm going to say, okay, here's 10 grand. Just play with these tools for me. And it's just doing it 24 hours a day because you can't do that. You don't want to do that. You got dogs to pet. Who wants to stare at those screens all day? So you got this bot or something like it. And this thing 24 hours a day is just trading and moving and oh, here's 10 cents and here's 20 cents and there's $1 and there's $1.80 and oh wow, look at that $6 and it's. Let's remember, I was just reading a brochure on a really expensive car, and this car takes a calculation of how much tire speed to put in each one of the 4 tires 1,000 times a second to determine which tire gets more power than the other one to keep it on the road perfectly. Like, that's where our technology is. Okay, so now picture that guy is on your laptop. Better than that, it's web-based. And that thing is like that all the time, working for you, working its tail off to find little pennies here and little pennies there and little pennies over there. You know, the whole Office Space thing where they messed with the software and all of a sudden it was $1 billion or something stupid. And they were like, oh no, what have we done? Yeah, that's happening right now. Along with another wonderful little thing, a security bot, which is essentially a little bot inside your computer that just says, oh, intrusion, stop them until Alan can take a look at what that is, because this doesn't look good. Yeah. Anyway, all that to say this, when you're talking about Wall Street, they've got brick and mortar. They've got all of it. They've got that corporate structure, this giant pyramid. They've got advertising. Who do you think supports all these Bloomberg terminals? I think they're $100K a year or something like that, just for their bot. All of that's going away. It's just like what you know about remittance payments with XRP. All those fees and all those costs are going away. So who's going to profit off of those margins? Okay, that arbitrage in each tiny little trade that's going on everywhere. Who gets slaughtered in that? Oh, the middleman who was the fat cat in the room. The bank, the middleman, the broker used to be the fat guy in the middle with a cigar, laughing at all you guys trading and paying him the commission in between. No more. That's all going away. It's here now. it's not just one trading program that we've been playing with. We've been playing with multiple trading programs. And not only that, I actually have 3 different live human traders. One in which she's just absolutely crushing it. Her numbers are off the charts. I'm just like, wow, girl, you go. You just go and keep learning and keep crushing it. I don't have the time or the patience anymore. But there's nothing that says, hey, we did just slip her $5,000, $10,000. Let's get in a partnership with us. Okay, good. All right, good. I know a good trader. You know one? Yeah, me too. This person's doing well. Okay, take it month to month. Put a pool together. Make it happen. Don't put your money in the bank. Not financial advice. Not financial advice. But your money isn't there. They have no money in a bank. You know that, right? You're aware of that. Your money isn't just sitting there waiting for you to pull it back out. It's not a gold bar. I know you know that. I was listening to a gentleman tell me a story. It was so funny because I've been there a million times. He tried to buy something, and then he was like, well, the cashier's like, we don't take cash. Are we in America? Yeah. Is this a U.S. Treasury note? Yeah. We don't take those here. I'm sorry, sir. We don't take those here. We all know that. You've all heard that a million times. It's legal tender in this nation, yet they won't take it. Yeah, okay. So he goes to the next place, and I don't know, some other thing, and he tried to pull out a debit card. Comical. No, we don't take debit cards. Excuse me, the money's in the bank account, or otherwise the debit card can't pay it. Yeah, sir, I know. We don't take debit cards. Only credit cards. Oh, okay. So wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You'll only make money out of thin air and charge somebody interest for it to purchase something. You won't actually let them use actual US dollars that are supposedly theirs in a bank account, which is a minus off their total that you know is guaranteed in there. Otherwise, the card would be declined. Why is that, I wonder? Gee, does that tell you right there that they've given up on whether or not you should be trying to save cash? Seems to me like they just completely gave up on the idea. Think about it. It's crazy. It's a whole new level of crazy, if you ask me. So let's get to some of these questions. I know you guys are bouncing around. I've got 2 other things here. I want to talk about something personal here towards the end. We got a few minutes for that, so that's cool. I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about that. So those 2 things are coming. Let me see. I had somebody ask a question. Yeah, if you guys are looking for that, if you're looking for that trading platform, I'm sure Becky and Simon are going to put it here in the chat. Can anyone share the experiences of selling a large sell-off without selling into stable coins first off the exchange? It definitely. Okay. Yeah. Atlantic Living's got a great question there about the experience of selling into stable coins. It used to be folklore almost, really. That you used to be able to put into stable coins and then you wouldn't be a taxable event. Actually, I would not lean on that knowledge. I would actually do your own diligence. I can't even spell tax, man. I don't. Let's remember, I know people Simon and I actually know a man very well that works at the IRS, or used to work at the IRS, and they don't know. They have no idea. There's 74,000 pages, and it's just, when you hear that, it's just like, wow, okay. And also remember, if you live in Europe or Canada, be very careful. Be very careful, my friends. I was so interested to hear one of my favorite people, Jeff Booth, actually moved to the U.S. recently. He said he lived in Canada his whole life. He just said, "Yeah, no, I'm out. No, thank you." He might move back again one day. You never know. I don't know where he moved in the U.S. That'd be fun to. I mean, I don't need to know where he lives, but not like I'm going to go knock on his door. I think Becky, was it Becky? Did you have a question about paying your bills without a bank account? Oh yeah, no, keep enough just in the account. Yeah, just enough to pay your bills for sure. That's one way to do it. There's another way too. There's 2 or 3 other ways that you can do it. One of my favorite ways is, if you're going to be, in other words, if, gosh, who is it? Jack Mallers does it like this. He keeps everything he owns in Bitcoin. He's a maxi, but he pays his credit card off every month before they can charge him interest on it. That's another way to go. If you have an income stream that will cover everything that you pay every month, that's another good way to do it. I know, again, you're supporting the credit card companies, but some of these credit card companies are really giving some really neat returns. As you guys probably already heard about, some of the coins, you can level up and you can buy XRP with it, or you can buy your favorite coin. And it does add up towards the end of the year. So instead of like getting points, or if you go to a gas station, you get like 4% or some of that kind of stuff, all of that can help you DCA into crypto of your choice. So yeah, that a lot of that is some really cool stuff coming out. And I think it's only going to get better as we go. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to talk about a report I read recently. This was pretty interesting. Guys, I have been really busy and I have not made many monologues. I'm going to get back to doing that. Somebody asked me actually in an email, said, "Hey, I haven't seen you much on your monologues. I've seen your live shows only." To be honest, I'm just going to go ahead and put this out there. I love my monologues because I get to sit down and just let fly what's in my head. But what I found is the 1,500 to 2,000 people that watch my live shows, that's my community. And they're my people. And they're not flighty. They're not, and I don't need any more than that. I don't ever plan to make my living off of subscribers, or actually, I don't really even make anything off subscribers. I don't even want to go there. I do with my Patreon group, because they help us with some stuff, and that's really fun and that's cool. And if you'd like to donate, that's awesome. That'd be fun. Again, we're probably going to shut that off to where I'm not going to allow people to do that much anymore. And there's reasons behind it. And I'll tell you guys all about that coming soon. I'm going to talk about that towards the end of the show, actually. That's going to be one of the fun things I want to talk about. What was I talking? Oh, the wonderful little report that I read. We are lower than we've been in like 5 years on searches, in all searches, not just Google, because nobody Googles anything anymore. I hope. Boy, I hope you're not. Any search engine, the lowest clicks for crypto, like ever, or as close to being ever, because, in the beginning, nobody ever searched for it. But, prior to 17, when it really did take off as far as clicks, That's pretty amazing to me. The public has just lost all interest in it. And it just tells me that when this next peak comes, it will be extended because the public will get in late, as we know they always do. I happen to know that retail is last, and that's a good indicator as to when to get out. When your UPS truck driver's telling you that, he just bought XRP on 3x leverage. Yeah, sell immediately. And that's what I was going to talk about, because some people have asked me, Alan, I've got hypothetical. Doesn't mean that if you have less coins than this, that you're a loser in life, or more coins than that, you're a winner in life. That's not what this number means. Alan, I've got 100,000 XRP, and I want to take some profits. That's what your Thursday night show keeps telling all of us. You're gonna help us with the exit strategy. Now, I know there's a million people out there, 1,000,001 people that are telling you never sell a single coin. Okay, all right, I'm okay with that. XRP is a little tricky. It's not like Cardano where you can stake it. It is a little different. However, there's so much liquidity and so much use case coming to it that I'm going to say that you're going to be able to get returns. I know you can now, but it's a bit risky. There's that company out of Panama that opened up, and I'm like, whoa, does Three Arrows come to mind, or Celsius? Does it BlockFi? Does anybody remember those days? I mean, I certainly do. So, Genesis even got caught up in all that mess. Let's wait until it's like rock solid before you do something like that, because I don't want to see you lose something that's going to 5 or 10x to try and make a few percent monthly. It just doesn't make sense to me. So, how do you get out? Okay, I got 100K. All right, we'll come up with a plan, come up with a strategy. Are you 65? Are you 70? Or are you 40? If you're 40, you got a completely different strategy. But let's say you have a goal, you have a life dream. And that's when I say trust your exit plan. What's your plan? Are you going to buy a car wash? Or do you want to build a restaurant? Do you make the best barbecue in the world? And you want to go ahead and get a smoker, and you want to, get a window somewhere, and you're going to start doing that? It's your life dream. That's a different strategy than somebody who says, no, Ellen, I just got 2 kids. Maybe one day they'll go to college. They're probably going to get married. They're both girls. And great, I'm going to have to pay for that. I got to come up with a strategy. What am I going to do? How much should I take out when it goes to whatever the number might be? That's different for everybody. I just painted 2 totally different pictures. One guy isn't going to do a restaurant business. If you're pulling money out to create a business, okay, I want to warn you right now. You're going to have to, not so much barbecue, but most businesses are going to be either competing with AI to some degree, or robotics not long from now, and you're going to have to deal with that. So is your idea for a business going to work for that? Let's also talk about the low bar for your business. Our business strategies, the business must be profitable within 4 or 5 years. They have to be. Otherwise, they will ruin your marriage and they will ruin your life. Period. That's just the facts. Okay. So it's got to be a strategy. It's got to, and plus AI is coming. So within 4 years, you better be profitable. Okay. What are the margins, bottom low level margins that you need to produce? Well, we already talked about those numbers earlier, didn't we? You better be able to make 15% annually. Otherwise, you're not keeping up with inflation. I know that's pretty low. That's pretty low for a business. However, there's a lot of businesses that are really struggling. So maybe you're not a business guy. Maybe, I don't know, you have a skill. Maybe you're a doctor, lawyer, or something. I don't know. Maybe you have that kind of practice, and you would like to maybe get some more people around you and expand your business and borrow some money and do something like that. Well, instead of borrowing the money, you could sell some of those coins to expand your business in that sense. that makes sense because it's probably going to make way more than 15% for you. All of those are different strategies. And you're saying, well, why wouldn't I just keep it? Well, because here's the issue. The strategy of just keeping it is brutal. Because when you have the 60 and 70 and 80% drawdowns, whether we're going to have those ever again, I don't know. I don't have that crystal ball. Probably, to some degree, probably, right? So to sweat your way through another 2 and 3 and 4 year period like that, I don't care how young you are. There's no fun in that. None. Been there. Done that, 3 times now, right? I've had down markets 3 times. Never sold at the top. Yeah, I'm that guy, right? Does that mean I have a huge bag? Yeah, I mean, I'm looking pretty good as far as bags go. But why do that? You need, the strategy has to be, where do I put, in this person's case, 25%, 25,000 of my XRP? Well, gee, I don't know, what's your number? 25,000 XRP right now is $75,000, right? At $3, right? $75,000. What good is that? What are you going to do with that? Is that going to significantly change your life? No, it's not, is it? What 70 might buy you a really nice truck or something, a brand new one, which is probably a bad investment. You could add on a bedroom to your house if that's been your dream, or build this beautiful backyard and a pool or something, whatever that dream might be. That might be kind of cool for you to do. Okay. Well, one of the things that you might want to really think about doing is funding either your MSTY thing or this automated trader thing. And this isn't going to be the only one we have. We're going to have other products coming along. Right now, that's the best one we got. Okay. So what is that going to do for you? 75K, roughly. Okay. Roughly. You're looking at 5% a month per 1,000, right? So what is that? $50 per 1,000. That's a pretty darn good income. 100 grand is, $5 grand a month. If you've got $100,000 in value of XRP coins and it's moved up, I don't know, 3 and 4 and 5x, and you can pull 100K out and you can make a living of $5,000 a month with that, and it's only 25% of your portfolio, that's a perfect strategy if you ask me, right? I mean, even if it goes ballistic, like people are telling you, the other 75% of your bag is going to make you stinking wealthy. But if you only pull that 25 out, and then we see one of these 40 and 50% drawdowns, and you're in this drawdown for 2 or 3 years, and you're going, oh my God, my portfolio, I used to have 300 grand worth of crypto, and now I only have 100 grand worth of crypto. Been there, done that, okay? And now I only have 100 grand. If I put 200 grand in the trader, in the MSTY, I'd be making 10 grand a month. What boat are you in? How much do you like your job? How much do you like your boss? How much would you like to see your wife retire? How much would you like to see one of the two of you quit your job? It's bigger than the pot in the rainbow. You know what I mean? You've still got rainbow money. Fix your life now. Do something. That's what this whole Thursday night thing is about. It's like, you're smart enough. We started the show with the fact that we've outsmarted Wall Street. Our returns are way better than theirs. And now we have products that, because we're in crypto and we understand that you can actually make more than 8% annually. We have products because we know people in the industry. I go to these shows and now they're coming after me because I have this channel. Hey, Alan, I got this thing. What do you think? I'll buy you dinner. Let me show you what I got. Let me give you all the bells and whistles. And then, you can beat me up and try and fix this thing. And maybe it's good enough for your people and maybe it's not. Okay. That's what I'm offering you. These opportunities. I'm not telling you to do any of this stuff. I'm just telling you the opportunities. Let's get back to, and I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus here personally, because anybody that sticks a camera in their face and puts their life out there the way this channel and every other channel does, hats off to you, brothers and sisters. Hats off to you. It's not easy. Okay. There's nothing easy about doing these shows at all. But if they're selling you fear, if these people can you tell I built a deck recently? I don't know if you guys can witness that, that's my hold the nail, hit the, not supposed to, carpenter thing. If they're selling you fear, run. They don't know what they're doing. They're trying to sound smart. They're trying to tell you the sky's falling, and they're trying to get it right so they can tell everybody, I got that right. Do you know how many channels I know that tell me, oh, I predicted the '08 real estate crash? Oh, really? Well, late '07, I sold both of my houses. Did you? Okay, then I believe you. I believe you then. Yeah, okay. I sold at the top of the market, but I don't talk about that because being right isn't part of it. What is it? It's making money. Are you making money? Are you making a living? Are you having to work for a living? Are you having to work hard for a living? Are you sick of working hard for a living? Are you sick of the people around your business that you work with? Are you tired of your commute? Are you tired of the fact that you work from home and you feel like now my home is where I work? That's a big one these days too. What happened to my life? Where did my life go? Channels that are selling you fear and they're trying to sound knowledgeable. They're not knowledgeable. No. Because see, if you can't make money, if you didn't show your listeners over the last 6 months how to make money, you're an idiot. That's what you are. You're a sky's falling guy. Did your people make money? Have you taught your people how to make a living? Because that's what this game's about. No, I know we want to fix the banking world. I get that. And I know decentralization. I know I'm the first guy to blow that horn. But did you teach anybody anything? Did you get it right? No. And I know some of the greatest economists out there that are telling me, sky's falling, run. Get into treasuries. Really? 4.75 annual return. Are you kidding me? And these guys call themselves like macro geniuses of some kind. And I've argued with people in this chat for years now. Do not listen to sky falling guy or gal. A few gals out there are doing the same. And the reason why I say that is because the money that you could have made over the last 2, 5, 6 years would have way more made up for it. Let's remember, with your 200K that you sold your crypto for and you still have a bag, you made 10 grand a month over the last 5 years, 2 years, 6 months, the next 2 years. Is trading ever going to stop? No. Is MM ever going to stop? No. Is the movement of markets ever going to stop and go flat, sideways? No. Never. That's where the money is. That's how stupid all those people sounded. Oh, it's too volatile. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we know who those guys are. Oh, and Sky Falling Guy, please, please come up for air, look back, and just look up at the end of the stadium and look at the scoreboard. And look, you're the team with the 0 on it, and the other team has 74 points, and time ran out on you because today time's up. And how these channels have 200,000 and 300,000 subscribers is just like, whoa, really? Million. I know one guy's got million, and I'm like, oh my God. And he's selling fear all day, and people are lapping it up like kittens in milk. Anyway, now I'm done with that rant. Crazy. It's just crazy to me. And there's so much great wisdom out there, great wisdom. I want to talk real briefly about this next thing, and it refers to my age. I know, sensitive subject. Age is one of those things that's completely relevant until it's not, until you start going, wow, yeah, this is what I got left, or this is what I'm thinking, and I'm too busy to even think about getting sick and old and tired. I was too busy for that. That's where you want to be. If you're, wow, what am I going to do all day? Oh, gosh, I feel sore. I'm just tired. I don't know. I just want to take another nap today. If you're that person, find a way out of it. I'm just going to tell you right now, you got to find a way out of that. You've got to think, and the best way for me is to always think of what can I do better tomorrow? How can I grow myself personally? How can I become a better person for the people in this community? What can I do to find a better way for people to make a living easier each day? How do I use money to make more money while I'm sleeping? How do I get people to understand that? How do I wipe the fear? Because every time I bring up ideas of using money to make money, I get the same 5 comments because they're listening to the fear channel. Tell them, oh, well, isn't that risky? Yeah, you're right. Play it safe and keep your money in the bank where your money isn't at. And the value is losing value 15% a year. Right, that's safe. Probably do that. 4.75, baby, annual returns. I only lost 10% to inflation this year. I'm winning. Yeah, good luck with all that. That's what keeps this old guy young. And find your niche. Find whatever it is. Me, when I get ideas and when I get, there's people in this chat here that know what I'm up to, and a few of the business endeavors in which I'm involved in are just like, at this man's age, it's like it's unbelievable that it's just so much fun. And it's so entertaining that I could do it all day long. And I'm so excited about looking forward to the next opportunity and the next opportunity. And it's not just the next crypto and the next YouTube channel and the next view I get. And wow, I got to watch this person's. Every day you probably have the same 2 and 3 channels that you watch every day. Listening to somebody else do something isn't doing it. Holding a bag is doing something. I'll give you that. Being a hodler is doing something. Sit on your hands. Most of you just sit on your hands and don't play with the keyboard. But change your routine if your routine is boring. And if you're talking about the same thing a year ago, what you did last summer and 10 years ago, and what you did in high school, and if you're still talking about that every day, move on. Move on. Find your tomorrow. I say this because I traveled the US over the last 3 weeks, 3 of the last 4 weeks, I would say. And it was a whirlwind, but there's so much out there, and it was so much fun, and I really enjoyed it. And I know I was driving 12 hours a day, but it was like the freedom of just being able to sit there and listen to other YouTube channels, and the freedom of like just not even listening to anything, nothing. Because I had the ability, I had the financial wherewithal, and I had the ability to do so. And I got to plan it with my incredible wife, Elizabeth, and do it. Make it happen. Make it happen. Okay? Really. I know people tell you that all the time, but please, please do not let yourself get old. In today's day and age, there's no need for it. No need for it. Tired old guy story. No, we're not doing those. Now, my last thing. This one's big and it's a lot of fun. I know most of you, probably are in this chat at least, have bought tickets to my show. Thank you all so much. I'm about to blow your minds. Not on this channel. When you get there and when you see what we're about to do for you and the way it's going to happen and what I have planned, I'm just going to say this because there's a lot of you that were on the fence about whether or not I should even go to this show. I'm not sure I can ever do a show this good again. Now, I probably will. I'll probably try and top it every single year. But the person who's helping me, what's the story with the pesky little fly here tonight? Does anyone enjoy? I mean, what is it fun watching an old guy just swat around at flies all night? I'm telling you, no respect around here. This Ron Wood, incredible human being who's come into my life a few years ago, and his lovely wife, Kat, and beautiful little daughter. They care. They care about me and they care about the people in this group a lot. But everybody I meet cares so much about this family in which we've created together. That's what that show's about. Giving thanks and blessings and grace to all of us. It's not the Allen show. It's not what it's going to be. Sure, I'll get up there and I'll say something stupid here and there, but it's not. It's bigger than that. But what blew me away was I'm getting, almost got off track. I'm getting numbers back from the food and the bar and the breakfast, and it's going to be food all day. Trust me, lose some weight before you go there. It's just going to be absurd, the food that we're going to serve. Unbelievable. I mean, this menu, this gal read the menu to me, and I was like, and what a sweetheart, Bailey. I just can't wait. She's going to be at the show, and her and her family are going to be there. You wait till she fits in our family. I'm just telling you, the benevolent people that are going to be in this building is going to blow your mind. And I said something about 2 or 3 months ago, which I said that I wasn't done working on this gentleman to get him to go to the show. And his initials are, Jimmy something. I'm working on him, and I think he's coming. I don't know. So let's not write that down. One of my more favorite human beings. The amount of people and the quality of people that are in this room and the quality of the food and the open bar and the golf the day before and at the barbecue, we're going to have barbecue smokers out at the park. And and that's not your scene. We're going to have a couple of taco trucks, and that's all included in the thing, all of that. Okay. We're going to blow your minds. Okay. And on top of that, we're going to have some charity things that are absolutely incredible. And I can't wait to share all of that with you, because that's who we are. This is what I know about this group. Yeah, sure, I'm teaching you how to help make some more money, a little side hustle here and there. But I know what you're doing with the money. And it's brilliant things, and it's wonderful things. And I'm just so proud to be a part of what we are here, what you are, what you've made this channel. You made this channel. It's just so hard for me to put it into words. I just can't sometimes. And I'm usually never at a loss for words, but the outpouring and all the people that I meet, you're all the best. I know every YouTuber says that, but it's like, I'm not kidding. Come to this event and as to a person, tell me there's one pain in the neck in the whole group. Show them to me. Find one. Wait a minute. Maybe Sean. Okay, go. I can't. Maybe Sean. Depends on what side of the cocktail he's on. But yeah, other than Sean. We love our brother Sean, man. I'm just pulling your leg, brother. He's one of the funnier guys you're ever gonna. He's too much. He's a riot. I've got to find a way to get him on a stage after he's had a couple and get him up there. I don't know what I'm going to do with him, but we got to get him up there somehow, some way. This is going to be fun. So tonight, everybody, I want you all to. I want you to count your blessings, appreciate the people around you, appreciate that we live in a time that, oh yeah. Oh, by the way, if you guys drink, I don't drink. And my party, I have an open bar, okay, with not top shelf. Obviously, I'm not going to have 30-year-old scotches there, but top shelf liquor. Yeah. Not just, beer and wine. I mean, all of it. I don't even drink, and I'm going to have that. So it's a good thing. And I'm probably going to go broke doing this whole thing, but it's going to be a lot of fun doing it. I can't wait. Can't wait to actually see the bottom line. Oh, gee, is that all it cost? Let's do it again next year. It's going to be fun, man. I can't wait. Where was it going? Oh, yes. I have to say this because I wrote it down on here. There's going to be a hotel coming up that we're going to get rooms in that you can get a discount on. I know it's kind of late. A bunch of you already got rooms. I'm hoping maybe you can cancel those rooms and maybe get this hotel. Maybe. Don't cancel yet. But if you've made other accommodations, this might be better. We're trying to get a deal for, like, if we can book 100 rooms, we'll get a big deal. It's not where I'll be staying. I'm staying in a house with my brother, Kenny. And there's going to be some cocktail parties at that place too, by the way. We can't get too crazy, but there'll be a few of us there, I'm sure. I'm telling you right now, Nancy, if you're hoping to go, I understand that finances is the reason, and that's the best reason not to go. If it's trying to figure out how to get there and people to go with or that kind of thing, reach out to me. We can help you. Maybe, get some friends together in your community and maybe get you there. But if it's money, most important thing to do is take care of yourself, not go to that show. Okay. All right. And we're hoping XRP might be a little bit higher than, I don't know, $3.05, whatever it is right now today. I'm thinking it's going to be, by showtime, it probably will have hit somewhere around anywhere between $8 to $15 by showtime. It will have been there by then. It could back down off of that, but that's what this guy is calling for. But I'm wrong all the time. So, and by the way, and if there's a billion people out there and they'll say, well, the XRP is going to $1,000, Alan, by then, twist my arm. I think I'd be okay with that. I mean, let me say this. If XRP goes to even $100 by showtime, we don't have enough building. I mean, the amount of heads that would be walking through the doorway wouldn't get through the building. I mean, it'd just be like $100. Like, you kidding me? Oh my God. Yeah, that would be way too much fun. Yeah. Wait till I give you the list of people that are going to be coming. That's to come. We still have like 4 months or whatever it is. So, let's not get all wound up. It's only October 1st here. So it's not even Halloween yet. So anyway, I got to get out of here. I hope I answered some of your questions because I've been getting a lot of people going, hey, can you get back to the exit strategy? And what does it mean? And why do we, because there's so many people my age that have a ton of money in the bank. And that's really the one that hurts me the most. I'm like, look, what are you doing with yourself here? Take some of it out. Make it work for you 24 hours a day. We have safe tools and places for you to do that. Please, just like my brother's show on Wednesday nights, just dip a toe in it. Just dip a toe in the whole thing. Yes, XRP Renegade gave me this hat. And my brother is a good man. He's one of the real people. By the way, he will be there. Yes, Renegade will definitely be there with bells on. He's actually staying at my house, because I consider him family. And I'm honored to believe that he feels the same about me. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got to get out of here. It's getting dark in here. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I don't know what happened to the lights. But we got one light right here, and that's all we need. We could go all night. But I got to get out of here. I got to go see my lovely wife, Elizabeth. We have not spent a lot of time together lately, and I've been at the boat the last few days. I will get back to doing some monologues, but I mean it. This is my community on Thursday nights and Sunday mornings. This is my community, and this is the people that I really love. I don't care to get 1 million subscribers. I just don't. It doesn't matter to me. Okay? You're my people. And by the way, I can only fit 500 people in that building anyway. So, I don't know. There's probably going to be 1,000 people watch this video. So we can't even get half of you in there. So what are we doing? Doesn't make sense. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here, and I appreciate your time, and I thank you so much. And this is honestly a privilege for me to do. Please love and respect each other, enjoy each other, pet your dog and your cat, and I'll see you all real soon. I'll see you Sunday morning. How about that? That'll be fun. I think I might just do a video tomorrow for Saturday morning coffee. That's what I was thinking. I got to get back to those. We'll do that. All right, everybody. I love you all, and I am out.